A historic blizzard, unprecedented in the annals of Spanish weather, is raking across the country. This brutal turn in the elements has unwittingly created the perfect screen for those who operate outside the law. A brazen, nation-shaking heist is using the natural disaster as its cover. Yet what's even more staggering is how the perpetrators are running rings around Spain's civil guard. In a world turned white, bullets rip through the gale, trailing spirals of snow. The situation is spinning out of control, facing down a gang of reckless criminals. How will this tense, dramatic manhunt end? The clock winds back 24 hours. It's the eve of the Epiphany in Spain. The city's main arteries are lit up with festive lights, the air thick with holiday cheer. Even the sudden, savage arrival of the snowstorm can't dampen the public excitement. Everyone carries bags of gifts, eager to use the auspicious day to bring a little joy home. Officer Leo uses his break to duck into an electronics store, intending to buy his daughter the latest smartphone. But the staggering price tag of €700 stops him cold. He checks the meager contents of his wallet and downgrades his ambition, asking the clerk for a basic model under €200 instead, silently assuring himself it's more than enough for a 13-year-old. The cruel twist comes just as Leo finishes his purchase and heads for his car. He finds a parking ticket stuck to his windshield. He looks around, but there's no traffic officer in sight. He's hit with the overwhelming feeling that today, luck is simply not on his side. In a moment of helpless frustration, he can only grab the ticket, get in his car, and start the engine, hoping to get home for the holiday. Meanwhile, in a separate incident, a couple is having a heated argument with a hotel receptionist. Their bill includes a parking fee. The husband, Mar, urgently explains that when they arrived, an attendant did wave them into the garage, but they retrieved their luggage and drove straight back out. They never actually parked. The receptionist frowns and moves to call her manager, but is stopped by Mar's furious wife, Nura. She argues her husband's explanation was perfectly clear, and the staff's refusal to budge feels like an insult. Seeing his wife about to erupt into a full-blown fight, Mar quickly pulls out his wallet to cut the argument short, offering to just pay the €20 to settle it. Nura's face darkens with anger. To her, this isn't about €20, it's the principle. She would never swallow such an indignity, while Mar always chooses the path of least resistance. What should have been a joyful holiday is ending in bitterness. Their children can only hurry after their mother as she storms away. Concurrently, the blizzard grows more ferocious. Weather reports now state the historic snowfall won't let up anytime soon. Because of this, even though it's a holiday, the local traffic control center is fully lit and operational. The officers on duty don't dare relax for a second, their eyes glued to the real-time traffic displays. Even Lucy, who was supposed to be on leave, gets called back in. A colleague warns her to brace for an all-nighter, as past experience shows accidents are inevitable in such terrible conditions. Elsewhere in the city, evil indeed begins to stir in the dark and cold. A masked crew uses a thermal lance to blow open the vault door of a bank's secure gold transport depot. But when they see what's inside, they can only stare at each other in disbelief. Instead of riches, the vault contains a bizarre, cartoonish statue. At that same moment, Leo is driving hurriedly home. His superior, Ferry, calls and orders him to return to the station immediately. Not long ago, a mistake by Leo led to an officer getting injured, resulting in his demotion to a dead-end desk job. He's at the lowest point of his life and career. Leo's mood, already sour, boils over upon hearing Ferry's commands. After a brief, angry venting session, he hangs up in frustration. Leo intends to keep driving home, having promised to celebrate with his daughter, but fate has other plans. The historic blizzard causes a massive traffic snarl. The only road home is completely paralyzed, leaving Leo stranded in his car, consumed by worry. He frantically calls his wife, Mary, to explain, but only receives a barrage of complaints in return. Despite Leo's promises that he'll make it home tonight, Mary doesn't believe him. He's broken that promise too many times before due to work. The dial tone echoes in his ear, amplifying his anxiety. With traffic inching along, he can only take a deep breath and wait for the traffic police to sort out the chaos. In another car, Mar's family, having left the hotel, is also stranded by the storm on the highway. The couple launches into another endless argument. Their kids in the back seat seem all too accustomed to this, offering no intervention, lost in their own world. Almost simultaneously, inside a snow-covered van, a crime is being hatched. 4 robbers are discussing their plan, but the atmosphere is tense, shut down by their leader, the older Pavan. A younger robber, Anton, frustrated, puts on his coat to step outside for air. His accomplice, Lisa, follows. After a few steps, Anton's attention is seized by an armored cash transport truck stuck in the traffic. He has an idea and runs back to the van to propose it to his uncle. He suggests they use the blizzard as cover to rob the stranded truck right here, right now. Pavan hesitates. A daylight robbery isn't wise. But Anton insists, betting that even if people see, they won't intervene. Self-preservation is the modern instinct. Pavan thinks it over and soon agrees. The opportunity is right there. He'll take the risk. Pavan, Anton, and Lisa will move first. He'll follow. Their remaining accomplice, C, will stay with the van as backup. The weather worsens. The Traffic Control Center receives the latest update. About 30 national highways are affected. Snow is 15 centimeters deep. Even with all snowplows mobilized, clearing the roads will take time. With few options, Lucy orders priority to be given to clearing Tunnel 3 to restore highway access. Leo hears the latest traffic report on his radio and realizes he probably truly can't make it home tonight. Just as he's wallowing in regret, the robbers move. Anton and Lisa crouch and sneak toward the armored truck. Confirming they're unseen, Anton shoots out a tire. The truck lurches violently, alerting the driver inside the cab. He tries to restart the vehicle but finds it immobilized. Sensing trouble, he immediately radios his security detail in the back. The guards snap to attention. One grabs his gear and steps out to check, only to be ambushed by Anton. The gunshot draws the other's attention. Another guard radios the driver to call the police, but before he finishes speaking, Lisa wrenches open the cab door. Luckily, the driver reacts fast, kicking the gun from her hand. Before he can feel relief, a bullet hits him square in the forehead. Pavan had circled to the passenger side. After confirming Lisa is unhurt, they try to shove the driver's body back into the cab. Suddenly, headlights flood the scene. It's Mar's family, stranded and idling, to run the heater and clear their windshield. Anton and Lisa freeze, thinking they're caught. But in the next second, Mar and Nura launch into another petty argument, completely oblivious to the horror unfolding ahead. Seeing this, Anton goes back to work, stuffing the body into the cab. As soon as the body's moved, a voice crackles from the truck's radio. Another guard hiding in the rear compartment, unaware his comrades are dead. Knowing a threat remains, Anton and Lisa circle to the back to finish the job. Unbeknownst to them, every move is now watched by Mar's family from behind. Though Anton instinctively glances back, his mind is too fixated on the cash to register the witnesses. Anton tosses a tear gas grenade into the hold to flush out the last guard. As they wait, Pavan finally limps over. Seeing this, Mar urgently signals his wife to call the police, stressing she must tell them the robbers are armed. Soon after, Leo gets the call from headquarters, ordering him, as the only officer reportedly near the scene, to do a preliminary check. Leo instinctively refuses. He's facing suspension and is in no mood to care. His superior, understanding his mindset, promises he just needs to take a look, nothing more. Grudgingly, Leo agrees. Back at the truck, Pavan is using tools to cut through the rear door. The guard inside decides to make a break for it, but he's quickly overpowered. Worse, another volley of gunfire erupts. Just as Leo approaches the truck, he witnesses a fierce firefight. In the chaos, he fires, hitting Pavan, who was leading the charge. Leo then ducks behind a vehicle, waiting for the shooting to stop before peeking out. Anton and Lisa have stuffed 2 large bags with cash, but they want more. However, with Pavan badly wounded, they need to support him and can't carry more. Anton hatches a plan. He drags the struggling Pavan to Mar's car, waves his gun, and forces Mar to open the door. Fearing for his family, Mar complies. Anton drags Mar out, forces him to shoulder the remaining bag of cash, and makes him come with them. Watching from behind the car, Leo burns with anger. Though he complained about not wanting to get involved, as a cop, he can't just let criminals escape under his nose. But with no backup, charging in would be suicide. Once the robbers are out of sight, Leo rushes to the armored truck. He's met with a scene of blood and corpses. But seeing the truck's hold overflowing with cash, his eyes widen in shock. Cautiously, he approaches. After confirming the area is safe, on a sudden, desperate impulse, he pulls a bundle of cash from the heap and stuffs it into his own jacket. After all, the robbery is real. He can just blame the missing money on the thieves. He's startled by a voice behind him. He whirls, gun raised, demanding to know who's there. A young woman quickly shows her badge. She's Mikaela, a rookie cop fresh from the academy. Tonight was her way to her new assignment, but the blizzard stranded her on the highway. She heard the shots and came to investigate. Leo checks her credentials and lowers his gun. Before he can relax, Nura runs up, sobbing and begging them to save her husband. Leo tries to calm her, then asks if she witnessed everything. Nura, trembling and hysterical, recounts the events in a disjointed stream. Seeing her state, Mikaela gently comforts her and leads her back to her car, promising the police will do everything to rescue Mar. Leo calls headquarters to report to Garrus. When Garrus learns there's a hostage, his tone grows tense. He orders Leo to secure the scene. Backup is en route. Knowing the severity, Leo then calls Captain BNO, head of the responding team. Upon hearing about the hostage, BNO's expression turns grim. He orders Leo to assist in the pursuit immediately, stating it's Garrus's wish and pledging full support from on-scene units. Leo is speechless, but can't refuse in front of other departments. Reluctantly, he agrees, but prefaces that he can only assist with no guarantee of success. BNO thanks him and hangs up. Leo is now stuck. After a moment's silence, he asks Mikaela if she's willing to help. To his surprise, she agrees instantly, stating that while she lacks field experience, she's ready to start her training early. Thus, an alliance between a disgraced cop and an idealistic rookie is formed, setting off to track the escaped gang. Meanwhile, Captain BNO arrives at the traffic control center. After introductions, he orders the duty officer, Lucy, to pull all highway camera footage from that night. They need to find a gray Citroen, the robber's vehicle. Finding one unremarkable car in a sea of traffic during a blizzard is a monumental task. In the robber's car, Mar tries to suppress his fear and negotiate. With Pavan grievously wounded, no one pays him mind, though Lisa warns him to cooperate if he wants to see his family again. Pavan finally regains consciousness. Knowing he's beyond help, he ignores his gut wound and starts giving final instructions. He tells Anton he was shot by a cop, proof they're being hunted. He takes off his necklace, gives it to Anton, and urges him to make a decision. Anton, tears in his eyes, is suddenly lost without his uncle's guidance. Elsewhere, Leo and Mikaela secure the scattered cash. Leo calls his wife to say an important duty will keep him from the holiday celebration, but he solemnly promises to be home by morning. His wife just gives a weary, disbelieving laugh. She's heard it all before. After hanging up, Leo loads the remaining cash into his car and secretly transfers the 2 stolen bundles to his gear bag. Mikaela catches him in the act. Under her scrutinizing gaze, Leo, embarrassed, is forced to pull the bundles out. He then gives Mikaela a flashlight and suggests they return to the truck, thinking the robbers might come back for the money. They watch for a while, but the truck remains still. Leo realizes his mistake. He abandons the stakeout to find shelter while waiting for BNO. After a few steps, BNO calls him. The traffic center finally has a lead, a stolen RV with license plate 0691KBX. BNO asks Leo to look for it on the highway. As he hangs up, Leo spots the RV. He reports it to BNO and cautiously approaches with his gun drawn. Detecting movement inside, he carefully opens the door. To his surprise, a man lies inside as if asleep. Puzzled, Leo steps in to investigate. The sleeping man suddenly draws a gun. Mikaela is quicker, firing first and saving Leo. The would-be ambusher is, of course, the critically wounded Pavan, but he's alone. Anton and the others have already fled with their hostage. Though the gang has fled, BNO's instinct tells him they haven't gone far. To confirm, he has Lucy pull up maps of the area around the highway. With roads closed due to snow, their escape routes are limited. BNO identifies a possible route, alerts nearby stations, and dispatches a patrol car to a mountain pass to cut them off. Meanwhile, Leo and Mikaela are searching the area on foot. They find a backpack the robbers discarded, confirming they came this way. Mikaela, excited, wants to pursue the trail immediately. Leo advises waiting for backup, but she is determined, even threatening to go alone. Seeing her fiery resolve stirs something in Leo. After a moment's silence, he decides to go with her. They trek through the snowy wilderness, even encountering a wild animal, which Leo dispatches with a quick shot. Pushing on, they find another backpack at a bend. Leo senses a trap. If this is a decoy, they're wasting time. But Mikaela trusts her instinct. Reluctantly, Leo follows. Meanwhile, Anton's group has forced their hostage into a tunnel. Mar tries to signal to passing drivers, but is roughly stopped. Time ticks by with no word from Mar. Nora, in her car, grows more frantic. Fortunately, the National Guard backup finally arrives. Nora runs to them, begging for news of her husband, but is told to keep waiting. Even Leo and Mikaela return from the woods empty-handed. As Leo predicted, the backpacks were decoys. The robbers are long gone. Leo suggests searching north, suspecting they crossed through the tunnel. His veteran instincts are sharp. However, the National Guard commander announces they have orders to wait for the forensic team before proceeding. Leo is furious. Waiting will let the robbers vanish, and the storm will erase all tracks. The commander, a strict rule follower, refuses to budge, and the argument nearly turns physical. Mikaela intervenes, reminding them they're all on the same side. Leo calms down but leaves with a final, scathing remark. While the police are in disarray, Anton's group has exited the tunnel onto a secondary road. The atmosphere within the gang has soured. The accomplice, C, openly doubts Anton's leadership, arguing he has no plan for their current predicament. Anton lacks his uncle's calm. Feeling challenged, he tells C to take his share and leave. Greedy, C demands Pavan's share too. Anton's eyes turn deadly, warning him not to even think about it. Gang splinters. C walks away without looking back. Back on the highway, Leo grows increasingly resentful. He almost died because of these robbers, and now he's forced to sit and wait for another department to handle it. He can't accept that. Mikaela is equally anxious, not wanting to miss the best chance to pursue, especially with a hostage's life at stake. After a shared, silent moment, they make a bold decision. They steal a National Guard snowmobile, determined to cross the tunnel and continue the chase themselves. They know they're racing against time. Luckily, shortly after exiting the tunnel, they spot C walking alone. Seeing the backpack, Leo identifies him instantly. Without hesitation, he guns a snowmobile straight at him. C hears the engine, turns, and fires first. Leo reacts instantly, shoving Mikaela and jumping clear, using the vehicle as cover. He fires back, taking C down. Seeing the cash in the backpack, Leo feels a flicker of relief. But when he turns back to Mikaela, his blood runs cold. Her abdomen is bleeding heavily. She was hit in the crossfire. His pursuit of the remaining robbers instantly forgotten, Leo's sole focus is getting her to a hospital. Fortunately, the traffic control center has picked up Anton's trail. Captain BNO mobilizes his team. Lucy and her colleagues trace the gang's movements and discover they plan to escape by train. The next departure is in 15 minutes from a station just 500 meters from the center. She urgently alerts BNO, who is forced to change course. Almost simultaneously, a nearby police station sends reinforcements. When Anton's trio reaches the station, they find it surrounded, the main entrance sealed. Their plan has failed. Seeing the police closing in, Anton and Lisa drag Mar into a run. Lisa urges Anton to accept defeat, but he's crazed with refusal, screaming as he pulls Mar along. Lisa's face shows she's lost all faith in him. The control center soon picks up their new trail. They're fleeing toward Tunnel 1. Personnel alert BNO, and the National Guard near the tunnel entrance moves to block it. Though Anton and Lisa are decent shots, they're quickly outgunned. In a despicable move, Anton shoves Mar into the line of fire as a human shield. The police, fearing for the hostage, hold their fire. Seizing the chance, Anton bolts for a service door. Unexpectedly, Mar explodes with strength. He shoves Lisa aside and uses all his might to slam the door shut, trapping Anton inside. With police closing in, Lisa has no fight left. She scrambles up and hides in the back of a truck. When the National Guard arrives, Mar shouts that he's the hostage. BNO lowers his weapon and escorts him to safety as other officers breach the service door. Inside, Anton has smashed the surveillance camera and fled down another passage. Luckily, other tunnel cameras are still active. Lucy and her team track his every move, syncing his location with the ground teams. Soon, Anton bursts out of a connecting passage into Tunnel 3. Police, guided by Lucy, give chase, but after he passes through 2 emergency doors, Anton vanishes from the surveillance system. BNO is frantic. He climbs on a car roof, scanning the tunnel, but sees nothing. Lucy suddenly has a thought. The only blind spot in the tunnel is the ventilation shaft leading to the outside woods. That must be where he went. BNO leads his team in pursuit. Sure enough, Anton is climbing the shaft ladder. The control center contacts Leo, asking him to cut off the target from the outside. Coincidentally, Leo, who was rushing Mikaela to the hospital, is now less than 100 meters from Anton's exit point. Leo understands perfectly that nabbing this fugitive could mean reinstatement and a chance to retire with dignity. But after a heavy silence, he refuses the task. Mikaela is badly hurt. Getting her help is urgent. However, Mikaela insists he not miss this chance. Even if he won't admit it, he's proven himself a good cop tonight. Moved by her resolve, Leo finally agrees to help. Anton finally emerges from the shaft and staggers into the woods. He doesn't know Leo has been waiting patiently nearby. To increase his mobility for the fight, Leo has shed his heavy coat. He hides behind a tree, waiting for Anton to walk into the trap. Soon, Anton's figure appears. Leo issues a warning. Seeing his target refuse to surrender, Leo squeezes the trigger. The bullet hits Anton square in the chest, dropping him instantly, but Leo doesn't let his guard down. Gun ready, flashlight beam steady, he cautiously approaches. Suddenly, Anton's eyes snap open. He rises and fires at Leo. Leo is hit in the thigh and collapses into the snow. Luckily, BNO arrives just then, helping Leo up, but Anton uses the distraction to flee. Fortunately, Leo saw his direction. BNO gives chase. Anton, with a chest wound, quickly loses mobility. By the time Leo and BNO find him, he's unconscious from massive blood loss. Thus, the dramatic snowbound manhunt finally ends. In the aftermath, Lisa escapes with her share of the loot. Mar is escorted safely back to his family, and Leo keeps his promise, returning home early the next morning to celebrate the epiphany with his family. Moreover, his pending disciplinary action is rescinded. He regains the respect of his colleagues and superiors, reclaiming the dignity and value of being a police officer. And with that, this movie comes to an end. If you enjoyed the recap, support the channel with a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for the next movie.